Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of describing distinctive characteristics or essential features. The media's characterization of Al Gore as a nerd. Acting the part of a character on stage, dramatically representing the character by speech and action and gesture. A graphic or vivid verbal description. The pamphlet contained brief characterizations of famous Vermonters. The act of describing distinctive characteristics or essential features. A graphic or vivid verbal description. The passing of a law by a legislative body. A legal document codifying the result of deliberations of a committee or society or legislative body. Acting the part of a character on stage, dramatically representing the character by speech and action and gesture. Imitating the mannerisms of another person. Acting the part of a character on stage, dramatically representing the character by speech and action and gesture. Representation by drawing or painting, etc. Any likeness of a person, in any medium. A representation by picture or portraiture. A word picture of a person's appearance and character. Acting the part of a character on stage, dramatically representing the character by speech and action and gesture. Representation by drawing or painting, etc. A drawing of the outlines of forms or objects. A graphic or vivid verbal description. Representation by drawing or painting, etc. A drawing of the outlines of forms or objects. A representation by picture or portraiture. A graphic or vivid verbal description. Graphic art consisting of an artistic composition made by applying paints to a surface. His pictures hang in the Louvre. A visual representation of an object or scene or person or abstraction, produced on a surface. They showed us the pictures of their wedding. A situation treated as an observable object. The political picture is favorable. Show in, or as in, a picture. Illustrations used to decorate or explain a text. The dictionary had many pictures. A form of entertainment that enacts a story by sound and a sequence of images giving the illusion of continuous movement. A graphic or vivid verbal description. Too often the narrative was interrupted by long word pictures. A clear and telling mental image. He described his mental picture of his assailant. Imagine, conceive of, see in one's mind. The visible part of a television transmission. They could still receive the sound, but the picture was gone. A representation of a person or scene in the form of a print or transparent slide or in digital format. A typical example of some state or quality. The very picture of a modern general. A graphic or vivid verbal description. A graphic or vivid verbal description. Too often the narrative was interrupted by long word pictures. A statement that represents something in words. Sort or variety. Every description of book was there. The act of describing something. The performance of a part or role in a drama. Serving temporarily, especially as a substitute. The acting president. The performance of a part or role in a drama. The action of taking part in a game or sport or other recreation. The act of playing a musical instrument. The performance of a part or role in a drama. The performance of a part or role in a drama. A statement that represents something in words. Jungian psychology, a personal facade that one presents to the world. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively. A person of a specified kind, usually with many eccentricities. A real character. The inherent complex of attributes that determines a person's moral and ethical actions and reactions. Education has for its object the formation of character. An imaginary person represented in a work of fiction, play or film or story. She is the main character in the novel. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. The Greek alphabet has 24 characters. A characteristic property that defines the apparent individual nature of something. The radical character of our demands. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. Engrave or inscribe characters on. Genetics. An attribute, structural or functional, that is determined by a gene or group of genes. Good repute. He is a man of character. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. He left the impression of his fingers in the soft mud. A symbol that is the result of printing or engraving. An outward appearance. He made a good impression. A clear and telling mental image. The events left a permanent impression in his mind. All the copies of a work printed at one time. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. His impression of her was favorable. An impressionistic portrayal of a person. He did a funny impression of a politician. Dentistry, an imprint of the teeth and gums in wax or plaster. The dentist took an impression for use in preparing an inlay. The act of pressing one thing on or into the surface of another. He watched the impression of the seal on the hot wax. The effort contributed by a person in bringing about a result. The actions and activities assigned to or required or expected of a person or group. The government must do its part. To some extent, in some degree, not wholly. I felt partly to blame. Assets belonging to or due to or contributed by an individual person or group. A portion of a natural object. They analyzed the river into 3 parts. Something less than the whole of a human artifact. The rear part of the house. One of the portions into which something is regarded as divided and which together constitute a whole. The written part of the exam. Discontinue an association or relation. Go different ways. The business partners broke over a tax question. The melody carried by a particular voice or instrument in polyphonic music. He tried to sing the tenor part. Force, take, or pull apart. Moses parted the Red Sea. An item that is an instance of some type. My dog swallowed a Lego part. A line of scalp that can be seen when sections of hair are combed in opposite directions. His part was right in the middle. Leave. The extended spatial location of something. Religions in all parts of the world. Go one's own way. Move apart. The friends separated after the party. Something determined in relation to something that includes it. He wanted to feel a part of something bigger than himself. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. She played the part of Desdemona. Come apart. That which concerns a person with regard to a particular role or situation. It requires vigilance on our part. The actions and activities assigned to or required or expected of a person or group. Play its role. What something is used for. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. Normal or customary activity of a person in a particular social setting. What is your role on the team? An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. A word picture of a person's appearance and character. The activity of making portraits. A defamatory or abusive word or phrase. Descriptive word or phrase. Any likeness of a person, in any medium. The photographer made excellent portraits. A word picture of a person's appearance and character.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.